In this video, we will answer this problem involving a non-interest-bearing note receivable. Pause the video and try to answer. Sige, let's start.
Bigla kang sumakses eh.
Question number 1. What is the classification of the note? Sige, basahin natin ang problem. On January 1, 2025, XYZ Corporation sold a transportation equipment with a historical cost of 2 million peso and accumulated depreciation of 700,000 in exchange for cash of 100,000 and a non-interest-bearing note receivable of 1 million peso due on January 1, 2029. The prevailing rate for this type of note is 12%. Again, as stated in the previous video, if silent ang interest na given, assume it is compounded and annual. Now, balikan natin ang sabi dito, due ang note on January 1, 2029, meaning ito ay more than 1 year. Since more than 1 year ang period ng note, ito ay isang long-term note receivable at hindi short-term. Again, erratum lang sa previous video, hindi po basehan if collectible siya within 12 months after the reporting period para masabi kung long-term or short-term ang isang note. Again, I apologize for the mistake. Anyway, ang basis natin ay ang nakalagay na period sa note. What if ang nakalagay sa note is less than 12 months? Let's say 6 months. Then, pwede na itong i-classify as short-term. But in this case, hindi eh. So, ang note na nasa problem ay isang long-term note receivable. Next, alamin natin kung interest-bearing ba ito or not. Ang sabi sa problem, ang note daw ay non-interest-bearing. Meaning, wala itong stated interest rate. So, ang sagot natin sa tanong kung ano ang classification ng note, ito ay isang long-term, non-interest-bearing note receivable. Next question. What is the initial measurement of the note? Pause the video and try to answer. Sige, sagutin natin. So since ang note receivable natin ay non-interest-bearing, ang initial measurement nito ay at present value. At ang present value in this problem ay mako-compute natin using factors. Sige, i-compute natin. In this case, since ang problem ay lump sum, meaning isang bagsakan or isang araw lang niya matatanggap in the future, ang pwede nating magamit na factors ay either FV of 1 peso or PV of 1 peso. Anong factor ang imumultiply natin sa face amount ng note na 1 million peso? Is it future value of 1 or present value of 1? Tama, present value of 1 kasi alam na natin magkano ang note in the future but not in the present. Ang gusto natin malaman ay magkano siya ngayon. Magkano ang note today? Ano ang present value niya? So, ang gagamitin nating factor ay PV of 1. Sige, sabayan niyo ako with your basic calculator. But before that, please subscribe to my channel. That's free and will help this channel grow para mas marami pa tayong topics na mako-cover at problems na isosolve. So, subscribe na! And to all my subscribers, thank you for your continued support. Now, let's get back to the video. Recap lang natin na ang formula ng PV of 1 ay 1 plus interest rate raised to the negative number of periods. Kaso, anong interest rate ang gagamitin natin? Wala ngang stated interest rate, diba? Dito na papasok ang prevailing, sometimes called market, rate. So, ang rate na gagamitin natin ay 12%. So, that is 1 plus 12%. Raised to how many periods pero negative. Sige, bilangin natin ilang periods meron ang note. Mag-start ang period natin sa January 1, 2025. Sige, magbilang tayo. That is January 1, 2026, 27, 28, and 29. Meaning, 4 years ang number of periods ng note. Next, press the division sign 2 times to divide 1.12 to itself. Next, press the equal sign. If lalabas ang 1, ibig sabihin hindi pa magsisimula ang counting ng periods natin. Magsisimula lang ito kapag nag-start na maging decimal. Now, may mga calculators kasi na matik na decimal agad ang lalabas sa unang pindot ng equal sign pa lang. Well, good for you. Just remember, kahit anong calcu ang gamit mo, mag-start lang ang counting ng periods kapag decimals na ang lalabas. So, another press sa equal sign, and ayan, decimal na ang lumabas. So, nag-start na ang counting ng periods natin. Tandaan na ang goal natin ay 4 periods. So, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, ang present value of 1, factor natin ay 0.635518. Again, reminder lang sa pag-round off, kapag peso, whole number. Kapag factors, 6 decimals. Next, saan natin ito imumultiply? Imumultiply natin ito sa face amount or future value ng note, which is 1 million. So, that's 0.635518 times 1 million is equal to 635,518. Again, basic, no sweat. Next question. What is the subsequent measurement of the note? Pause the video and try to answer. Sige, sagutin natin. Since ang initial measurement ng note is at present value, ang subsequent measurement nito ay at amortized cost, or AC for short, hindi aircon na. Next question. How much is the note at maturity? Pause the video and try to answer. Sige, sagutin natin. In this case, hindi na natin kailangang gumamit ng factors. Matik na yan na ang future value ng note ay ang face amount nito, which is 1 million peso. O diba, ang dali. Next requirement, prepare an amortization table. Pause the video and try to answer. Sige, sagutin natin. Let's use the amortization table format na nasa handout. So we will start at January 1, 2025. At this point, wala pa tayong collections. Wala rin tayong interest income. Hence, wala rin tayong amortization. But dito natin ilalagay ang 635,518 sa present value column. Then, sa January 1, 2026, wala pa rin tayong collections. Kasi nga, ang note ay makokolekta natin ng isahan lang. Kasi nga, lump sum. Then sa interest income, imumultiply natin ang market rate sa previous carrying amount ng note. In this case, yung 635,518 times 12%. Bali ang interest ay 76,262. Next, sa amortization column, recap lang natin, ito ang net effect ng collections at interest income. Again, ang collections, binabawasan niya ang carrying amount ng note, while ang interest income naman, dinadagdagan niya ang carrying amount ng note. And ang net effect, ang tawag natin dyan ay boom! Amortization. So in this case, since 0 ang collections, ibig sabihin, pa-plus ang amortization natin. Same sa effect ng interest income na pa-plus. Since interest income lang ang meron tayo. Then, makukuha natin ang bagong carrying amount ng note by combining the amortization, which is pa-plus, and yung previous carrying amount. So, ang carrying amount natin at January 1, 2026 ay 711,780. O diba, ganyan lang siya kadali. no sweat. Then, ulit-ulitin lang natin hanggang sa mabuo na natin ang amortization table. And sa huli, ang carrying amount ng note ay, voila, 1 million peso, same sa face amount. So, ganyan lang siya kasimple guys. Nagustuhan nyo ba ang video na ito? Leave a like and share this video to your classmates para sabay-sabay kayong papasa. Next, we will discuss installment non-interest bearing note receivable in another video.